tonight on CTV, the celebration of Indigenous Peoples Day and the importance it holds.
Then, the new section of the Clark Building in the center of CSU's campus is being named Anne Gill Hall.
Finally, Banned Books Week, a time where libraries, educators, and readers stand up for freedom to read. All this and more tonight on CTV.
Good evening, Rams. Making my first on-desk debut, my name is Gigi Bergh.
And I'm Gabriele Hibbitts.
On Monday, communities across the nation honored the history, culture, and resilience of Native Americans. CSU's Native American Cultural Center took to the Laurie Student Center Plaza for a tabling event on Indigenous Peoples Day, celebrating the original inhabitants of American land and recognizing Native Americans' contributions and ongoing presence in today's society. Colorado State University specifically is a land-grant institution, meaning it was built on Native land. In this case, the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations. Part of the NACC's mission is to educate the university and Fort Collins community about Native American history, culture, and philosophies, and about the unique needs of Native Americans.
Anne Gill, a prominent campus figure who served as a speech communication professor and dean of the College of Liberal Arts, will be the namesake of the new section of the Clark Building in the center of CSU's campus. The four-story, 120,000 square foot building will replace Clark B, the bridge between Clark A and C wings. The new building will house many programs within the College of Liberal Arts, along with the Writing Center, Student Success Center, and other programs.
This kind of grand concourse that's in the middle of Anne Gill Hall, we can imagine between 2,000 and 3,000 students passing through that concourse in a 15-minute period. Like, this is going to be the kind of heart of campus on those days. Just lots of energy, lots of vibrancy. I'm really excited to see it.
The college is reimagining these spaces for a new generation and new ways of teaching, engaging with the community, and conducting research.
Last week was Banned Books Week, a time where libraries, educators, and readers stand up for the freedom to read.
All right, do you have your library card on you?
Last week was Banned Books Week across the United States. The Poudre Public Library showcased a special display for Banned Books Week, featuring titles that have been challenged for their themes or content.
So it's sort of a misnomer calling it Banned Books Week. I think that that's a label that gets attention. But what it really is about is celebrating intellectual freedom. And what that has to do with banned books is that when individuals or groups are attempting to restrict access to materials, it's in violation of the First Amendment.
There's a difference between challenging and outright banning books. Challenged books are books that a group has attempted to remove from a library or curriculum, while a banned book has been completely removed.
You know, typically it's a small and vocal minority who are bringing forth challenges to books, and that's a little different than banning. And often it's because of content that they disagree with, that they feel is not in the best interest of the public good.
According to the American Library Association, book challenges have risen dramatically in the past few years, often targeting stories about race, gender identity, and social issues. The display at Poudre Library encourages readers to explore controversial titles and think critically about why they've been targeted. Poudre Library joined hundreds of libraries nationwide for Banned Books Week, challenging censorship and encouraging readers to maybe even pick up a new book. But that's all we have for now. We'll be right back after the break. When we return, our weather anchor Aubrey Francis has a look at what to expect heading into the rest of the week.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Robert Sides, your feature reporter. The CSU Theater Company is performing Cherryfield Toy Company later this month. Although the play has been rehearsed for only months at this point, the preparation for the play is years in the making. The theater at the UCA is busy, as opening night draws near, but the stage looks a little different this time.
Each room has a specific time that the actors adhere to, and we're getting really strict on those times to make sure it's almost like military levels of perfection to make sure that each guest experience is as good as it can be.
The stage of Cherryfield Toy Company isn't typical, but most theater norms are thrown to the wind when your play was written and designed by students.
I get to say that I helped create and managed a show from scratch through the world premiere, and my name will forever be attached to that show.
The idea for such a project came to be in CSU theater classes. From there, the ideas began to pile up.
It was a project that started even before I came to CSU a few years ago, but it actually started to take shape like a couple of years ago when we brought together a devising class and a designer class, and we worked together to create.
This time, the stage is more than just a theater set. It's a classroom where the lessons learned will persist, should the company try to write another play again in the future.
What's really beautiful about this department, there's a lot of opportunities to collaborate. If this were to happen again, those students are going to be able to work together, learn from one another.
Cherryfield Toy Company is the passion project of CSU Theater, one they will continue to work on and polish until curtain call. Robert Sides, CTV. Cherryfield Toy Company will open on October 24th and will run until November 2nd. For more information about the play, visit theater.colostate.edu/events. Now, on to Aubrey Francis with the weather.
Thanks, Robert. I'm Aubrey Francis. Let's get into the weather. Right now it is sunny at 57 degrees. The sun set tonight at 6:17 p.m. Humidity is at 46%, and wind speeds are 11 miles per hour headed northwest. This week, although the temperature continued to drop, we still had lots of sunshine. We're still seeing the beautiful colors of fall, and as the trees lose their leaves, we can hear the crunching as students walk to class. There have also been more people wearing sweatshirts and jackets this week as the weather continues to cool. Looking at our overnight lows, head down the I-25 corridor. We're in the high 30s to low 40s with Denver at 43 degrees and Colorado Springs at 38 degrees. And moving over to those western slopes, we're dropping significantly to the 20s and 30s with Gunnison our lowest tonight at 22 degrees and Grand Junction at 37 degrees. Finally, for our eastern plains, we're rising back up to the 30s and 40s with Lyman at 34 degrees and Burlington at 43 degrees. Looking over at tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be sunny with a high of 65 degrees and a low of 43 degrees. The sun is going to set at 6:16 p.m. Humidity is at 42% and the wind speed is 6 miles per hour headed southwest. Looking at our 5-day forecast, we're going to have sun throughout the entire week with highs of 60s and 70s. Saturday 62 to Sunday all the way down, and then Wednesday we're going to have some clouds at 65 degrees and our low at 38 degrees. That's all from me. Back to Gabrielle on desk.
The demolition of the Glover building is set to begin on October 20th to allow for the construction of the Don and Susie Law of Engineering building. The exterior work of the new building will start in the summer of 2026, and the new building will be completed in spring 2028. It will feature spaces such as an artificial intelligence makerspace, digital and physical prototyping labs, and startup garages to accelerate student and faculty technology innovation and entrepreneurship. It will also include state-of-the-art classrooms and house 10 new faculty across engineering disciplines with expertise in AI.
Tomorrow is the first day of homecoming and parents' weekend here at CSU. Kicking off the festivities on Friday is the 50-year luncheon beginning at 10 a.m. at the Hilton. Then at 3 is the Festival on the Oval, showcasing many student organizations and even hosting a beer garden. Then at 6 is Friday Night Lights at the LSC lawn, where there will be live music, a bonfire, and even a fireworks show. At the same time is the ASCSU Alumni Reunion. Moving on to Saturday, bright and early at 8 a.m. is the Homecoming 5K run. Then from 1 to 4 is the football tailgate. Then finally, at 5 p.m. is kickoff against Hawaii. Enjoy the weekend and go Rams.
If you've seen robots blocking the crosswalks, you're not alone. The GrubHub delivery robots were introduced to campus last year, and some students find them to be very beneficial. However, not everyone shares the same sentiment.
I think the robots provide a really good way for students on campus who maybe have a busy schedule and they don't have time to go get food for themselves, or maybe people who are less able to move around easily, to be able to have food delivered to them in an easy and convenient manner. The robots, they go around campus. You see them all the time. I think they're also like a really good way to show off campus. It looks really cool. So the way that the robots are charged is there's a dock at the Laurie Student Center. And so the robots will go to the Student Center when they need to recharge. They'll dock themselves and they'll charge usually overnight. And then they'll be available to come back to wherever their food is coming from.
I honestly just think the GrubHub robots do what humans can do so much easier and so much cheaper. I also have seen when they just start piling up and they get really confused. I mean, I think that's one of the issues with automating everything. Honestly, I think the GrubHub robots are a little bit of a nuisance on campus. I honestly think the university should have just started paying students to do like in-campus door dashing.
Whether you like them or hate them, the robots are here to stay and improving day by day. Only time will tell if they can win over the student body as one of our attempts to make campus more accessible. Don't go anywhere, we've got more news coming up after the break. Payton Barill joins us next with a look at what's happening in CSU sports, including highlights and updates you won't want to miss.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm your sports anchor, Payton Barill. This past Friday, the Rams finally broke their losing streak, turned their luck, and as Coach Jordan Avila joked, ended Murphy's Law. The Rams earned a big win over Fresno State, 49-21, upping their overall record to 2-4. The game kicked off at 7 in the evening with the Rams on defense. They came out of the gates fired up and hungry for a win. Despite not having many of their key players out on injury, the team was able to step up and play a great game. Early in the first quarter, the Rams saw a big play from running back Justin Marshall, who ran for 73 yards to score the first touchdown and set the tone for the rest of the game. Colorado State defense continued showing strength, shutting down Fresno State drives, and in total forced 4 turnovers. Quarterback Jackson Brusso made his 4th start of the season, throwing 3 touchdowns for a total of 144 passing yards. In a post-game conference, Coach Jay Norvell praised Brusso for his ability to step up, keep his senses, and make good decisions throughout the game. Brusso's first touchdown pass was for 23 yards to Javion Kinyard, followed by a good kick from Isaiah Hankins, putting the Rams up 14 points going into the second quarter. Here, Rocky Beers scored his first touchdown for the Rams, receiving a 4-yard pass from Brusso. Hankins continued his good kick record to help hold the Bulldogs. Fresno State managed their first touchdown from Josiah Freeman on a 23-yard pass from E.J. Warner. Beers, however, didn't allow much time to catch up, going for his second successful touchdown of the night, this time receiving a 20-yard pass. Keeping this momentum on defense, Paul Tangello recovered a fumble, running a 36-yard touchdown. Here's what the outside linebacker had to say about his first ever touchdown.
It felt awesome. Yeah, it felt awesome. That was my first touchdown I ever scored, so it felt awesome to get it in a game like that for sure.
Got closer, saying no way.
Yeah, I had to get it done, man. I've been close a couple times, but that time I had to get it done for sure.
Going into the fourth quarter, the Rams were up 35-21, but still weren't done with the Bulldogs. Lloyd Avant put the cherry on top of the game with a final 12-yard rush, making the final score 42-21. Here's what Coach Norvell had to say after the win.
Really, really proud of our program, really proud of our players, and it's one game, but it is an example of what we're capable of when we play together. And that was the most satisfying thing of tonight, is that we played well in all three phases and we complemented each other.
The Rams now prepare for their homecoming game this Saturday against Hawaii. The game will take place during Parents Weekend with the expectation that many alumni will be present at the game. You can watch the game through the Mountain West app or listen on Ram Radio. That's all for sports tonight, but don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll hear about the future of former Hughes Stadium from Gabriele.
Living with someone you don't know on the other side of the wall is hard, especially if you don't know how to be a good roommate. The first thing that you'll want to do to be a good roommate is make sure that you always stay quiet. Be considerate of others when using common spaces and appliances.
Hey buddy, what you doing?
I'm just gonna need like 40 minutes. Be respectful of your roommate's privacy. Ugh, my bad. Finally, make sure that you clean up after yourself. Oh, fresh toothbrush.
Have you seen my toothbrush?
Follow these tips to get along with your roommates and your landlord.
Welcome back, Rams. The future of the former Hughes Stadium site will be in the hands of the Fort Collins voters in the upcoming November election. There are two different ballot questions for the 165-acre site. One asks voters if they support the land functioning as multi-use, while the other is a citizen-initiated proposed ordinance for the land to be used as a fully natural area. So far, the land has functioned as a place for recreation. According to Fort Collins Mayor Jenny Arndt, if both pass, it is the one with the most votes that prevails. If they both fail, the land will revert to the ordinances in place.
Has school been stressing you out recently? Reporter Ford Elmquist went to Braden's Hall De-Stress Fall Fest on Monday to see how a dorm event helped students de-stress from midterms.
We're already halfway through the fall semester here at CSU. Students are starting to become stressed from schoolwork, making new friends, and exploring new clubs. However, that doesn't have to be the case. This Monday, Braden Hall threw a get-together event called the De-Stress Fall Fest.
I saw some flyers around here, and I normally go to Braden Hall for dinner anyways, so might as well stop in.
Students who attend will be able to rest their nerves and maybe even make a few new friends making slime, creating friendship bracelets, or trying to best each other in competitive card games.
Like, they definitely brought a lot of activities to do and like help us just like kind of wind down and de-stress, and it was definitely fun to like do some of these with our friends.
For some students, this was more than just a small get-together. This is an opportunity to help build a stronger community.
It sets you up for success. So if you ever need to go to an event like this, actually, you already know where, when, stuff like that.
For CTV 11, I'm Ford Elmquist.
All we have for you tonight, Rams.
Be sure to check out our YouTube channel for more content. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe and have a great weekend.